Welcome back to the DMV Vibe podcast. I am Miss Pink.
And I'm Fearless Swagger.
And we have I don't even want to call you a guest because you're just family. And we thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us. It is Damo from the One Band, the one and only. Y'all know every show, men's mental health, women's health, mental health overall, we always discussed it. And so we definitely wanted to touch on this topic. But before we jump into the topic, we just want to address that we know we've been gone for a while. Yes, we are back. Life been lifing. And that's what we're going to be talking about, though. This how life been lifing, how we've been handling it and coping with it. So we thank you, Damo, for joining us today.
No problem at all.
The light-skinned one.
The only light-skinned one.
All right.
Hey, y'all know throughout the show, y'all gonna hear the siblings go back. Just so y'all know.
And I want to say that I appreciate being on this since y'all been gone for so long. I feel so,
And look at you. First one we asked to come back. I like that for you.
I appreciate it.
Yes. Y'all would definitely, you and Mike, as well as anybody else in the band. If they want to come through, slide through. Quay?
We're going to be Quay.
Quay be on 1,000, but definitely bring Quay.
How do you make a move? Shout out Quay. Like you when I grow up.
His videography thing?
Yeah, I seen in the way you
post. Ways, like that's the thing, like with us, it's like we don't want to just make it one way for none of it. So it's like like Wu-Tang's like their label, how they got their stuff going on. We can make money on other things too.
You gotta capitalize on everybody's talent.
And he can play basketball too. Y'all don't even know that, do y'all?
I feel like his energy can give that.
It's a pro. I can believe
Quay can ball.
I can believe it.
I think he was the only one I actually got to talk to before I left the Father's Day cookout. Because he was yelling at me from a distance.
And I ain't see you though, so you wasn't even there to me.
I don't know how you ain't see her when they played our song, Phony People, when y'all played it. She was right there.
Don't count.
It don't count.
If I don't give you a hug when I come there, then you wasn't there.
My bad, but I was having a moment that day.
We'll be there June 30th. That's the next show.
Yeah, I was having a moment that day. That day made 4 years since my brother had got killed, so it was a lot with me going on, and I was already lit when I got there. It was
don't worry about that. You had somebody else that was lit too. You ain't see the rest of it. Carry on. Yeah.
So I do want to just address some of the that they have, and I hate saying statistics, so let's just say the numbers. According to Mental Health America, men are affected by a number of mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, eating disorders, and schizophrenia. A lot of things are not talked about, but I will say over the last couple of years, especially since we've been podcasting, I've seen more men be vocal about them going to get therapy. And I think that is really dope because I know our parents grew up in a generation where whatever it was that they was going through, they didn't talk about it. They just kept it moving. And it's important for everyone to make sure that their mental health is in order. DMV been on fire lately with a lot of stuff going on. And honestly, I don't know how people watch the news.
I need to watch it because I need to know what's going on in the area. But I'm curious as to like how many eating disorders and the type of eating disorders that men have. Because I mean, you always hear about like women with anorexia, and then you have the binge eating, or the eating and all that. I'm just curious as like what type of disorders, like eating disorders men have, because you don't hear about that. Like I would have never thought, even though I mean they're humans too, but I would have never thought that a man would have an eating disorder.
Oh yeah, they have it too. It's a whole lot that you wouldn't think that men have stuff going on, especially when it comes to mental health.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of I'm just gonna say this in general. I feel like a lot of men hide their whatever they're going through and whatever feelings are tied to it.
well, from my generation, it comes from when we were small. Don't cry, get up, be tough, this, that, and the other. So we hide it in my generation because we don't want to make it seem like we're weak people, right? We do that, and it shows when you get older because it's a whole lot of stuff we just hold inside. And a lot of guys, they suffer in silence because they don't know no other way to express their feelings. Because if you do, guess what's going to happen? He's a weak dude, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, we all human. You got your feelings, talk about it. Call somebody, tell them. You got to think about it. I've had a friend that committed suicide. And that really, it scarred me really hard because in my mind, we had this humble. What was it that you couldn't tell me you wasn't going through? But once again, the generation we come from, keep it in. You'll deal with it. Be tough. Don't cry. This, that, and the other. And that's a problem. And like you said, you got to go get help. And it's okay. I go to a therapist every Thursday just to talk about the things that goes on. Because as a man and as a black man, every day I leave out that door for my castle, talking about it. I got to deal with it every time. And it's hard. It's really hard for us. So, yeah. Talk to your people, seriously. Like, just check up. Do a checkup. It's okay to check up on your friends. Man, Mike do it all the time. I call him. What you want? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do.
Okay, because one thing Mike gonna do is he gonna send me a voice message. He gonna text me. We ain't gonna talk for a few days. Like, check in. I love you, sis. Okay, I love you too, brother. Like, I really do appreciate that. Those little check-ins.
The check-ins are definitely important. I think me and my older brother are probably the closest out of all of my siblings, outside of my sister who's now conjoined at my hip. But my older brother, him being gone for 11 years and then coming back and having to deal with the tragedy of my other brother being killed has made us almost be in sync. And so he tells me all the time that I'm like one of the two people that he really opened up and talk about every single thing. And sometimes I don't even know what can be said to even give any type of comfort or advice because
affirmations. You got to use affirmations all the time, and don't be afraid to just talk to your sibling. You know what I mean? Me and her and Bird, like, we gonna let it out because we don't know when we're around each other the next time we're gonna see each other. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta really like grab on a hold of that right there and enjoy these moments that we have with people because anything can happen. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to talk to your people. Just reach out. If you're feeling bad, say you're feeling bad. It's okay. You know what I mean? And that's what I be trying to, for me, you look at my Instagram or my Facebook, I'm always putting quotes out there. It's going to help somebody. Having a bad day, I'm just going to put some out there. Because you never know. Because one sentence can mess up. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep on just, I scroll right past it. If I don't like it, unfollow.
The last news people unfollow.
I got big on that. Big on it. And I think I've activated the block button so many times in this year alone. Like, I can't. Not just please.
You feel good though. When you can start doing that right there and stay away from all the negative stuff right there, you refrain the mind. Because it's for me, they weirdos. Anybody want to call you a weirdo to me. So just don't think you looking crazy to me. I don't want to see nothing negative. I can come in the room. If I don't like the feeling, I'm going to leave out of it. I want nothing but positive vibes around me. That's why I only have 3 people around me all the time. I don't need no 5, 15, none of that right there because that's too many egos to deal with. For sure, it's going to be somebody's going to be envious.
That's too much. That's too much energy on my phone.
Too many energy.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you just got to stay positive. Positivity is the hardest thing for people that's negative to deal with. They don't like the energy.
I think this has been one year that I feel like I made the biggest adjustment.
I'm single again.
Man, we're going to get to talking about the dating and mental health part too, but I think this year alone has been probably like the most, I'll say most carefree year for me, where I ain't let nothing stress me out. Somebody hit my car, I was like, okay.
That's it.
Like, I'll figure it out.
I come out the house, guess what? My car smashed in, what I'm gonna do? Yell and scream?
Mm-hmm.
Right in my wallet, I got a smart trip. Just get on the bus, go to work. Then call the insurance company and get everything taken care of.
But being distressed.
Yeah, but you
for a minute.
Yeah, but
it's like it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's an inconvenient.
Then I'm gonna call Damo. And then I'm gonna calm down.
Yeah.
And then curry it on. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's usually how it goes when I'm in distress. I call him. And then I'll be mad when he don't answer the phone.
Yeah, sometimes.
So then I'll text myself.
Yeah, it's a triangle right there. Mm-hmm. It's called both for brothers. You can't get to that one, you're gonna get to that one.
I'm just calling my one person, that's it.
And it's crazy because me and Mike never knew we grew up around the same neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So our connection was already made to be at one time. We didn't know it, you know what I mean? We both from Southeast Maryland. I mean Southeast DC.
Not Southeast
DC, but we moved to Southeast Maryland. We moved to Southeast Maryland, which is Forest Creek, Parkburg, Charlotte. That's Southeast Maryland. Mm-hmm. And I just lived on one side, he lived on the other side. But we never knew that we actually lived around the same neighborhood. But when I got with the band, we found out we had the same big home. And that's how we came together. And ever since then, like, I'm not gonna lie, like being an artist, stuff like that, sometimes I treat stuff as work. So these are my coworkers. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? We come and we do our thing, whatever. But it ain't that with me and him. We don't care about the music. The music gonna be there. We care about each other, what's going on with you and all that right there, because we don't have so many losses together. It's crazy. You know, he lost his pops. I lost my mom. She lost her mom. Mm-hmm. So it's something that we all share, which is nothing to be proud of. Like, it's this fraternity over here, because I don't wish nobody lose none of that people.
You're not for doing it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard, and that's another part too. Like, the middle part of that. Like, I lost my mother. The first thing I did was jump into the bottle, and I knew I had a problem because I'm drinking fifths and I wasn't getting drunk. Mm-hmm. But Leslie seen it. She was like, "Hey, you need to go talk to the lady." And it's okay to talk to the lady. Mm-hmm. It's okay to talk to the lady. But my ego at the time, I'm thinking, "Hey, nah, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm cool. This, that, and other." Mm-hmm. But I had to come to grips with myself and say, "I got a problem." And I go sit down. It was hard, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's the best thing I ever did.
But it's good that you had those people around you, mm-hmm. Well, someone around you to say that, because even when I was in my relationship, it really took the men in my life, and meaning my brother Damo, my other brother Ern. Like, Damo was like, "This is not my little sister. Like, this is not my little sister," and it made me realize, like, I didn't realize how damaging all of that stuff was, because at the time I had to deal with that and my mother all at the same time, and I didn't realize how damaging how all that stuff was until I thought, like, looking back at pictures of myself, I really was not smiling in pictures. I was big as a house. Then when I realized that I was really running through fifths of tequila like every 2 weeks, like it was nothing. And I was like, whoa, like this is not even me. Like, I didn't care. So when I really realized that, I was like, oh. Now I still want to go back to therapy. I'm just very particular about the type of therapist I want. So it's been a struggle for that. But as far as everything else, like, I realized that, okay, I really had to get it together. And that's why I'm appreciative of the men in my life. I love on them out loud all the time, publicly, privately, whatever, because it was them that helped me through it. They don't really know that, but Mike, Ern, Damo, like, they're my top three. Like, you know, I got a few little outliers, but like, they really like rallied around me. They pour into me so much, and they don't even realize how much I really mean. Like, I love that. Every voice memo that Mike has sent me, I got saved. They will send me every day, like, "I love you, sis." Like, I got all that stuff saved, and when I'm like upset, I'll play it, because it's like I remember. It's like, it's people out here that really love you, that really care about you. So, like, men and women, like, we need that, and it ain't about blood or nothing. Like, that's my family. Those my brothers, and can't nobody tell me otherwise.
I got two brothers that, was given to me in this earth, but I really don't have no connection to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm closer to her, Mikey. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different thing because it's a connection that we have that I can't explain. You know what I mean? Like, I can't explain it. You know what I mean? But I love it that I had these people in my life. You know what I mean? Like, when she was going through what she was going through with me and my sister was like, we have to really hold on to her because we've been through this. You know what I mean? Like, you have to hold on to her because we know what's coming. For me to be able to see Mom at the birthday party, and I wasn't right that night because I've been singing so much. I had to do a happy birthday for her, and Mom put me to the side and she said, "Listen, just take care of it. You already know I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm the only light skinned one. I come in the room, it's dark in it's dark. And guess what though? The family took me in. You know, they took me in. And like I say, listen, you guys seriously, like, I always just want my people to win. You know what I mean? And y'all tackle things that a lot of podcasters and things like that, they don't really cover because they're afraid to cover it because it means something, right? If it does anything, it's going to get million views, whatever, right? Talk anything off the wall, it's going to be drama, all that right there. But this is what we need to be talking about. This is the type of stuff we need to talk about, seriously, because it's going to help somebody. You know what I mean? Like, because I promise you, after this right here, people going to come and say, you know what, I've been going through the same thing too. It's okay. I'm not embarrassed. I deal with, anxiety and depression. But you wouldn't know what I'm on stage, right? You see what I'm saying? So you wouldn't know.
I know.
So what I gotta do, I gotta put mask on, right? And that's cool. For 2 hours, I'm free from the world. But once I get off that mic not hot no more, I gotta go back to the real world. So guess what? For the ones that scared to talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. You can judge me if you want to, because I really don't care. Making no difference. Making no difference, but we gotta talk about it because I lost some good people in my life over egos. You know what I mean? Lots of good people that if they just came in and just talk now, I'd be like, look, man, what you going through? I don't listen, money, whatever. I just try to make sure you're okay. Good conversation. Because when my best friend did commit suicide, okay, so let me just break it down like this. He knew that going through something, his friends would call me. They would say, hey man, he in a dark place right now. So I'd be like, bring him over here to my apartment, whatever. Not give him to me for a week. Get him back on the street, you know what I mean? But bro had so many demons he thought was chasing him that it was something that, you know what I mean? He thought the demons were chasing him, but he just needed somebody to talk to at the time. Now, when he did do it, he sent a mass text out to everybody and said goodbye. I couldn't get to him. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't get to him because I know I'm the one that everybody, when he's going through something, they bring with me. And I knew at that time, I said, this ain't right. I called his phone, didn't answer. My sister called me, did you get a text from Pimp? Yeah, you knew Pimp, right? But you never think.
Yeah, that's surprising.
See what I'm saying? So I got to really be on this mental health thing because we was there. We was there. Like, it's okay. Talk to your homeboy. And then when I left from there, I left from work. I went to my homeboy because come and say, hey, we gotta meet up. We gotta go to Pimp Mom house. Pimp committed suicide. I took that burden on for so long because I'm the one to help him every time. And everybody's telling me, bro, it's not your fault. It's nothing you could have did. But I think Pimp knew at that time that I couldn't get to him. He had talked about it before. You know what I mean? He had a son. And he told me one day he was with me, he said, bro, I think my son see the demon in me. I was like, what you mean? He's like, because every time people just bust out crying. Crazy. Right? It's okay, cool, bro. Look, bro, we all been through all that, what we done did and all that right there, but bro, right now it's about him. And he just, he just couldn't take it. Like he couldn't take it. And that the only thing that ever bothers me is him and Kevin. You know what I mean? Like those two deaths in my life that really hurt me. Was those two right there because I felt like I could do something with that. My mom passing is nothing I could do. You know what I mean? And I'm a fixer in my family. You know me, my job after being on stage, I fix things. So I'm a fixer and I couldn't fix this. You know what I mean? So just talk to your people, man. Listen, if you don't got the money, ZocDoc, they'll give you a therapist. Just go talk to somebody, man. Just you gotta go talk to somebody. You know, and get your machismo, your ego out the way. We all need help. We all need somebody to talk to.
And if you are employed, they definitely have those resources within your job. Please give you a couple of sessions. I want to say it's like most of us call it like an employee assistance program.
I used it in 2019 when my mother was on life support. Like after everything had like died down, I used it. It was really good. I really liked my therapist, but I couldn't keep her because the insurance that we had at the time through the job was raggedy. But it really, really helped me. And also, it doesn't mean that, like, you don't have to be in crisis. And that's the biggest thing. I think people think when it comes to going to therapy, like, it's always you in crisis. It's not even that. Like, you could be dealing with something minor, but you just need a way to cope or how to get through that situation. Like, that's when I found out that I have mild anxiety, which a lot of people don't know. Because my anxiety does not look like everybody else's anxiety. So going to therapy, like it's a way to cope and ease through certain things. Like I had a conversation with my other brother Aaron last week, like we were just catching up, and I was like, I think the biggest thing is I'm not in crisis. And he was like, that's a good statement to say. He was like, you went through, you talked about everything that's been going on, but to hear you say that you're not in crisis, that is like enough for him. Like, all right, you straight. You just going through everyday life, but you're not in crisis.
Yeah, and just regular things in life where we are with the economy and and people's salaries. Like I saw a video yesterday on Instagram. It's a guy sitting in the car and he's crying. He said he doesn't want to disappoint his wife and his kids. He's working like 2 jobs. No, he was working a job and he owns his own business. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but I'm still struggling. And it's like, he don't know what to do. He wasn't.
See,
but it was just.
Now, this is the thing, right? Check it out. They do that. We just going to make sure something got to go back. Baby, look, this is going on. It's stressing me out. We can't do that, so that got to go back. This got to go back so we can live comfortably. Sometimes we jump out the window for our significant other. No, I'm not doing that. No. You gonna stress me out? Straight up. I mean, we got to be transparent with people that we say we love, right? Mm-hmm. He could have did that, but he didn't. Mm-hmm. Because in the beginning, he was spoiling her.
And I think that was the difference, because they were talking like in the comments about it was another young lady like a couple of months ago who posted a video, and when she was like breaking down crying, she worked like 2 full-time jobs and trying to survive in this economy. Like,
so let's think about it. If we didn't have this social media stuff, we wouldn't know what we going on with people, right? Because we didn't know, right?
I just want people to stop crying on camera.
I want people to listen, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this
PSA right cry, now. Get it out, but not on camera.
Do me a favor. If you're in a hospital, don't be taking pictures talking about, please pray for me. None of that right there. That is whack to me. We're gonna stop that today. And another thing too, if you're 30 and over, the baby hair, the eyelashes, and the tutus, we done with that. All right. Tell them Damo said it. We ain't doing that no more. All right. That's it. Okay.
Okay, that was his PSA. But now, like, I think it's weird to me because it's like I'm not about to sit on camera and record myself crying and post it to social media, and then y'all get mad at what people are saying in the comments.
No, first of all, you don't really have no family. I'm not gonna say friends. You don't have no family, because if I see that right there, first of all, what you crying about? bruh, where we going? Who car we drive? You don't do that. No, we're not doing that. Take it down now.
It's weird.
People, they just want sympathy. It's how to get numbers. It's really weird. You know what I mean? Some people really need it. They don't have nobody. Mm-hmm. Some people, they recluse people. Mm-hmm. So they don't have nothing but that now. You talk to me, you don't even know these people. Millions of people come in.
And be telling everything.
But they going to laugh at your pain.
That's the downside of it. Like, if you truly don't have nobody around you, and then you turn to social media, the backlash that you may get from that could send you deeper and send you spiraling more.
So instead of talking to social media, zocked up, talk to the lady on the couch.
Or on your phone, look up apps and stuff. So I use the I Am app every day. It's affirmations that come through my phone throughout the day. And then if you have the iPhone, it's a new one where it's a mindfulness thing, but you reflect on your day. So it'll randomly ask you, how do you feel right now? Mm-hmm. And you are able to track your different moods. So even with using that, it even has said, like, I have mild anxiety. It will tell you, like, where your anxiety are you in crisis, how your average is based on what you put in every day. Mine definitely still has the mild anxiety, but it allows me to keep up. And then you can put special notes, like if you're feeling very pleasant that day, you can put like what happened or why you feel pleasant in that particular moment. So that's definitely a good tool.
I also use the iPhone has the journaling. So
my notes and my voice messages.
Yeah, so the journaling thing, I decided to turn it on. So let's say if you have your location on, if I go somewhere frequently, it asks me, do I want to write about this? Or if I go somewhere new, it asks me, do I want to leave a review or write about it, journal about it? So it just randomly pops up. It's not something that I always go to, but it has helped me process some of my certain places, because I do have like I don't like going to Wakanda like that, but my feelings towards Wakanda is because that's where my brother was killed. And so even having to go to the house, I'm just like, okay, I gotta prepare mentally to go there. I think that's been the hardest thing. Like I'm not a big fan of this whole month, but I try to still find ways healthy to cope, as opposed to doing what I used to do. The first year, all I did was drink, and I drank until I almost lost my job. It was real bad, and so just finding different ways to cope. I do feel like this year I had gone to church more and started going back more, so it has helped me start my week on a better note.
Whatever works for you, like even like with the journal, like I've been on my spiritual journey for how long now? 3 years? Probably 3 years now. I think it's 3 years. 3 years, whatever. And the journaling part is the best thing about it. Like I keep mine in my car with me. I write everything down just to go through my days. And the wonderful thing about journaling is when you go back, like from 2024, I go back through my journals to see the growth I made. Every day is not going to be a great day, but you got to write it down. So when you start seeing that, and I started seeing through the years where I was at one time, it was dark. It was way dark. And I started seeing me just moving up. Now just straight positivity. But it's hell good through there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you keep that right there, and you can put that right there, write it down. Once you write it down, and that right there, you can see the book stacking up. It's going to be up to a point where when I'm gone away from here, it's going to help somebody. Because somebody gonna see them books. They're gonna see that life just ain't rainbows and unicorns.
What?
This thing right here, it will chew you up and spit you out if you let it. That's the thing, if you let it. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing you have to understand. This whole thing is a mind game. Once you figure that out, you can get through this thing. Yeah, you might not be at full depth, but guess what though? As long as the 4 wheels go around, that's all that matters. But then if you want to jump out the window, now you got an apartment. You got this apartment over here. And you got Maybach out there. Make it make sense, bro.
Woo, they got to do better with it.
Make it make sense. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. I would say journaling helps me with my mental health. Meditation. You know, I do all that type of stuff. Just sit still sometimes. You know, sometimes sit still. Like just sometimes I get up in the morning if I'm off. I go on my deck with no music, no nothing. I just sit outside and just listen. You just sit still sometimes, the world will slow down. You know what I mean? And it helps me a lot just to understand that. Guess what? You look at certain things, right? So I'm worried about this bill that's about to come in. I'm looking at this bird over here. He ain't worried about none of that. All he knows is survive. I'm gonna get this little stuff off the ground, eat this little crumb, go there and make my house over here. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And then one time, some put me back into perspective. One time, I think I was kind of depressed at one time, and I'm on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I see this dude. He got his backpack on. You know he's homeless. He going down the street. He's singing a song, and he happy as hell. I look at this man. I'm like, I'm over here stressing off of this, and I got all this stuff. But this man is way more happy than me.
He's so like frying that backpack, and he's like,
see what I'm saying?
Some of the things that we stress about, like when we have to be thankful for where we are to even be in a position to have to worry about certain things. But there's a lot of people who are less fortunate. One of the things that I feel like some parents miss with their kids as far as like explaining them how to be grateful. I see a lot of kids be upset because of what they see other kids have that they may not have.
So for me and mine, I show them where I come from. I actually took them to where I come from. So they understand that, listen, daddy just didn't come from this, what you see right now. But guess what though? That's where I come from. And they look at it, daddy, really? Yeah. 217 Valley Avenue, Southeast. This is where your family started at right here. Then leave from there, take them around Berkshire and show them where I come from. Then, not only that, but doing like community stuff. Go feed the homeless, toys for tots, stuff like that. You still worry about, you got all these toys right here. But guess what though? When they go with me, they see that kid get that one toy and they so overjoyed with it, then they understand. You know what I mean? And like understand, like you're not entitled to anything. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem with a lot of us these days. We think we're entitled to everything that goes on out here. But you got to be able to teach. That's what parenting is. You're teaching. We're not here to guide them, nothing like that. Your kids, you don't own your kids. They come through. All right, it's just for you, just their guide them. They're gonna mess up, of course. But a lot of these kids, they don't understand. So show them where you come from. Because they just grow up in a big old house and they think everything is like this. No, it ain't like that, because that's what's gonna happen. You can get a flat in the Southeast. Now how you gonna be able to get out of that? You see what I'm saying? So you gotta teach them how to move too.
How to move, how to carry yourself.
But a lot of these kids, they so entitled, man. It's crazy. And we got to get better as parents because of the simple fact that, you know, we doing too much. Well, I'm not, but I see him. I'm not your friend.
Yeah, I know I see it.
Yeah, I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm not your homeboy. I'm not none of that. I'm your dad. You know what I mean? A lot of them, they hanging out with them. They in the club. But nah, we're not doing that. What? My mother said one time she came to a club. She seen me and my brother. And she said, nah, girl, we got to get up out of here. Ain't no partying with them dudes. Yo, baby, look right there. Look right there. See that right there? You showing up here? You see that's a baby doll too. That's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Last time you was here, it was two of them.
Bring out the animals.
That's what's up right there.
Yeah, there was two big ones. There was a doe and the buck.
Yeah, buck. Yeah, buck.
Yeah, as long as they don't knock my grill on.
Wow, that's dope right there.
It was so cute.
It's a good sign right there. But yeah, the kids, we possible.
So 80. Squirt.
So can I ask you a question as far as like parenting? And you have you said you had kids that are in college. How did you go about the conversation to they're in
But yeah, the kids, we I'll say.
The ADHD. Squirrel.
So can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
As far as like parenting,
Mhm.
and you have, you said you had kids that are in college.
Two of them.
How did you go about the conversation to their encounter with police?
The police, it's hard, very hard, because for one, the police work for you. You don't work for them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's so hard for them. So for my daughter, it's a one way. For my son, it's another way. So for him, it's way more. I gotta tell him straight up, look, bro, don't get involved with it. Just listen, see what they saying. Don't argue with them at all, because everybody get a day in court. But don't be smart with them either. So some do this. Okay, okay, sir, you say you do that, this, that, okay, whatever, okay. But give me the ticket so I can go by my way. Don't make it nothing crazy, nothing like that. My daughter did. She already knows. They're not gonna treat her the same way they're gonna treat my son. You know what I mean? And it's hard because for me now, so when they're gone, I can't save them. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what's gonna happen because you don't know what somebody's going through. And everybody thinks just because he has dreads, you know, some people have certain things in their mind already about you before they get you. You know what I mean? I got pulled over for smoking weed, and I don't even do that. They just seen a big crowd come out my window. I'm not sure to do. I'll vape. Oh, okay. But he was going to tell me that, hey, suspected marijuana. I don't do none of that. But if you want to waste my time, I'm cool with that. But, you know, it's harder for my son to deal with that with the police than it is with my daughter. At the same time, so it really don't make no difference.
You don't, because I was scared when I got pulled over.
It don't make a difference. So just gotta be smart. Just let them do what they do, so you can get on your way.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say a new Maryland resident, but I switched everything back over to Maryland from Texas, and I think that's been the biggest stressor because when I had Texas stuff, he asked me for my registration. It's in my window. But when I got to reach for it, and
it's crazy. Like I got pulled up one time, a Leslie truck one time, and the rooftop was open on a joint, and the dude came to the car. I'm 45 years old, right? I put my hands out. I'm like, he's like, bro, you ain't gotta do all of that.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. But that's the problem, though. See, when I was coming up, we had a rapport with the police in our neighborhood. As kids and grown ups, like they would come through Southeast Valley, they'll stop, dad and home, everybody outside. They would get out the car. We knew his name was Clarence. Y'all okay? Everybody good? This, that, and other. They just out there just kicking it, drinking, you know, all that right there. But we knew who he was. We don't know none of this now.
They don't do that.
I think,
yeah, they don't.
I think a lot of this too is the way they put people that is from different areas, right? So you can't take somebody that come up here, or they just moved up here and they from Wisconsin, right?
And put them
in South. It ain't gonna work. All right. Get the people that know certain areas and put them over there because they can relate to the people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's the way, you know what I mean? Because a lot of my police homies that I know, they trying to do no work. They trying to retire. And they understand where we come from. So guess what? Bro, do me a favor. When I come through here, bro, run up the street, bro. Just don't be right here when I come over here. If you see me, bro, just push up the street. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But a lot of those, they just jumping out. They want to be, you know what I mean?
Come, bro.
Come,
hero.
And that's where the accidents come into place.
Them egos.
And I hope and I pray all the time that when my daughter goes out here, when she's driving, when my son goes out here and driving, that nothing happens to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the part that really messes me up in my head. Like I'm scared for them when they leave the house.
I didn't realize it, I guess, when I first started driving, like how much my mom would call me so much, and I would just ignore her call. Because I used to be everywhere. Like, I was the metro kid. So when I say everywhere, I was everywhere. My grandparents lived on the southwest side, right there by the Old Murrays. Mm-hmm. And I used to be from there to Southern Avenue, all the way up. Like when I say everywhere, and then my mom was like, "Man, you don't know how much I just used to have to just pray and try to go to sleep."
That's because you don't have your own yet. When you get your own, then you'll understand.
Woo, like my shirt says, giving rich vibes.
You gotta think about it, like we get the same talking to, like everybody the same talking to. Wait till you don't understand till you get your own.
Have you seen the men out here?
Yeah,
I'm not into men. So
I know you're not, but
well, your daughter's gonna have to date.
She's dating somebody right now.
Do you like her?
Yeah, he's cool dude. He's cool dude. Shout out to Jaden, man. He's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Well, I'm happy she found somebody.
Baby.
The ones in this age bracket.
But you gotta understand, my kids have been sheltered, so it's different. But they like though it's crazy, it's weird, but those are the kids that go to these schools. Their parents are
it's that private school thing.
You see what I'm saying? Like
different from those of us who have Georgia County.
You know what I mean? Like I went to Largo, come on, we from the hood.
I went to Largo.
Yeah,
I went to a lot of schools.
So now it's about to be downtown Largo. That tickles me every time. Yes, they're changing that to downtown.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope too.
Downtown Largo?
Yeah, it's about to be downtown Largo.
LL, we call it LL. Where you going, LL? I'm gonna go to LL real quick. That's what we call it.
We just call it Largo.
I guess just like the people who from Laurel, they be calling that LA, and I was like, no, LA is on the West Coast. But
Three.
Like, you can't. I'm telling you, you're on Facebook right now and say you gonna see how many people come out. Man, that's a whole nother world over there. Because I feel like a lot of the neighborhoods that got shut down in the city, that's what people push to.
No, they ain't.
Waldo.
And what kind?
And Laurel had gone up now. So, but when I was in high school, a bunch of people I just moved out here. I just transferred from Wilson. I just transferred. What?
He definitely was from Southeast and why I house.
It was a lot of people out there. I'm telling you, it was like Laurel looked like the jungle for a minute. When we was in high school, like it was people from everywhere.
Definitely black.
It's people from everywhere. I know.
Go to that 5X lounge. Just go around there in the daytime. You see what's happening around there. You ain't gotta wait till nighttime. In the daytime, you see what's happening.
Yeah. That street, but the craziest street in Laurel is still Conti Road.
Yeah.
Them apartments and they done got the bar shut down and everything. There's too much going on over there.
That's right.
Still on my side of just.
She live in Landover, y'all. Stop playing.
I do not live in Landover.
You live in Landover.
I don't.
You still.
No, I don't. I'm not from Kenline. I'm not from. I do not live on the 202 set.
It's Landover.
It's not.
Oh, you put a hill in front of it all you want to. It's still Landover.
Not Landover.
I mean,
yeah, go to that boat now and say the same thing.
Yeah. I'm not from Landover.
That's Landover. You right up the street in that boat now, right?
What? That's Landover Hill.
You keep on putting this hill in front of it.
Because that's the name of
Landover. Don't stop playing.
I'm not from Landover. I've never claimed Landover ever. Thank you.
Okay.
No shade to nobody, because I got family that's from Kentland.
You from the hood? It's from the hood over there, though.
Nothing about me says
because those liquor stores over there is hood.
Nothing about me says hood.
You gotta listen. If you got a 7-Eleven that's hood. I've been to that 7-Eleven over there.
Somebody just robbed the 7-Eleven the other day.
Okay, so Landover Hills, Landover don't make a difference.
My college best friends said when they first met me, they thought I was together and hood because I had long braids down to my butt and real long nails. But when I opened my mouth, they was like, "Oh no, she knows." You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know I turn it on and turn it off.
Hey, I was in the same.
Exactly know how to do that. I actually had a supervisor that he loves the way I code switch.
He's supposed to.
He's like, I like that. He's a white man too. Shut up the trap.
So don't just think like you just
keep on viral.
Like, you ain't no Malibu most wanted. Type.
Oh, I'm definitely not. Definitely not.
You hood. I know.
I'm coming from
You from Texas, so I know. What's that?
Man,
She's from here by way of Texas.
yeah, by way of Texas.
This ain't Texas.
We don't even listen. I think we don't condone that song. That's a cool song though.
I don't listen to either.
We
That's
still
not
tipping.
my type of country.
Yeah, we still tipping. So we go.
Well, we was talking about the dating part.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, after living in Texas for a little while and coming back here, it's all the same. Dating, it's all the same. Some people, I feel like they think they are healed, but they don't understand that whatever they thought they healed from, it still be there.
You got a homegirl like that right now.
Them triggers. Them
I got a homegirl
traumas.
like that. I got a homegirl like that right now. Like, you gotta give yourself some time to heal. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be good for nobody else if you're not healed. Like, you're not gonna be. Like, you can try. You can keep on going through rebound relationships. Like, you can't keep on jumping through hoops your whole life. Understand that first. You gotta love yourself first, and you can love somebody else.
But that's the thing. I don't realize, like, if you can't be that person for you, how are you going to be that person for anybody else? Mm-hmm. And I used to tell my ex that all the time. Like, you can't be that man for me because you can't even be that man for yourself. So you got to be that man for yourself. And I need for some of these men out here, stop trying to act like you got the whole hood on your back.
Don't work like that.
Stop trying to put your whole family on your back.
It's not your hood.
It's not your hood.
It's the hood.
Okay.
Unless you bought up. Everything is not your hood.
We don't rap and sing to stay in the hood. We getting out of there.
Like,
we ain't going back in there. Like, we love our hood. But guess what? That hood that I was in at that time, if I go back around the south side or go back around Berkshire and all that right there, I don't know none of them people. Stay hood now. I just laid the groundwork for it.
But it's just like, you don't have to feel like you got all this on your back.
That's
like,
an excuse.
And then it's like when you get in a relationship with someone, it's like everything else is all this other stuff going on. But it's like, okay, how are we gonna deal with what's going on with our relationship? And then what I realized too, with people who truly just are not healed and don't know how to handle certain things, the people that's closest to them deal with the most. Because from the outside, you would think me and him was straight. But like behind closed doors, it was so much stuff that was going on. It was so much that I had to deal with, that I put up with, that like it was bad. And to the point where this is why I need people to heal. Because when you meet somebody who really is at a on them and you tear them down to the point where like I really was questioning myself as a partner. And I'm saying, like, I'm pointing to you every day. I'm letting you. You got my location. You like. There's no reason that you have anything to worry about me. But I'm still getting all this backlash for what? I'm not them girls before. I used to tell them all the time, I'm not your karma. I wasn't. But then I had to get to a point where I realized that sometimes we gotta stop trying to save people that's really supposed to be living in their karma. Like, because sometimes like they're supposed to be going through what they're going through, and we gotta back away and we gotta stop trying to save them.
The 666 already said that. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved.
But you can't go from relationship to relationship to relationship.
Never working on you.
You gotta love yourself. Listen, if you're not happy with yourself, you can't.
The biggest thing that we see is people will rely on other people. You're the only one that can make.
I know that time though. Then you become arrogant. Then you don't care anymore. Yeah. No, you change.
What about me?
You know what? You're right. I did
change.
And that's what you gotta understand. Like sometimes you have to do that because they're not gonna get it. It's nothing you really can do for them. The way they come up, they keep on making an excuse. I come to the churches. I did that. So get the hell out of me then.
Let me tell y'all.
Change your narrative.
As a female, okay, so because I grew up with a two-parent household in a house, you know, I got some education. Now, not some, you know, a master's plus. Shout out to me and all my black girls that's 2 degrees hotter. Like, when you, that's fine. When you meet,
I'm talking about.
like guys who didn't come from that, like I have been in situations where men love to like throw that up in my face. Well, wouldn't understand because you didn't grow up in the hood or you didn't grow up like this. What does that have to do with where we are now at this big ass age? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because you could have been changed the narrative for yourself. But that what your past doesn't have to make who you are in the present. Mm-hmm. Yes. Everything that we go through, it shapes us, it molds us into who we become. Mm-hmm. But if you still dwelling on, oh, I grew up in the hood and I'm just on the third, you 35 now. Why are we still talking about what was going on when you were 16 and 17?
Because they can't get out the moment. That moment right there, they try to stay into that moment for the simple fact that that was the best time of their life in that moment. You still got guys out here, old heads right now that's wearing velour and all that stuff, and they that's what it is. But that was the best time of their life.
And they talking about how much money they used to have.
You gotta get out of that era. Listen, I say this all the time. If you don't grow with anything else, it's not going. You're not going to be able to know it. You know what I mean? Like I could tell you my story, you be like, "What? I just look like this," but I'm real intelligent. But guess what though? I love the hood. It taught me a lot of things. A lot of things not to do, a lot of things to do. But I don't want to stay in here.
And I'm not saying nobody that's from the hood that I'm not, but it's just like you can go beyond that. Like that doesn't have to be your entire identity for the rest of your life.
But sometimes we just trapped in that, like
but you know that's called PTSD.
I get it. I understand, but they don't understand that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to have yourself you have to understand at one point, bro, you got to grow. You got to be able to take that in. Understand you got a problem. It's not a problem. It's just a way that you just stuck in that phase right there. Now, we got to get you out of this, right?
You got to use it. I tell people if you use that as a crutch, you're never going to be able to grow past it if you're consistently falling on that. Like you're at this point, you use it for sympathy.
Facts.
And then I be feeling like a lot of them really don't want to move past it because you're still getting this sympathy. You're getting this attention, and we know that you have good attention, bad attention, like all of this. I can't think of it right now, but because you see with kids, like you have negative enforcement, positive reinforcement, all these different things. So you'll constantly bring up the same sob stories, the same whatever, because you know that you are getting attention. But not realizing like you're not getting positive attention for it's negative attention, but it's like you're not tired.
They never was taught though. They never was taught anything. Like, you know, being a man, like seriously, with the men's side, you know. But we had big homies, we had grandfathers, dads, you know, just people in the neighborhood at one time. It's none of that no more. You can't try to tell them. You can't tell them nothing.
You can't tell them nothing. They shoot up everything.
So guess what, little homie? Okay, we'll figure it out. But once you figure it out, guess what? You're in that box. And once you're in that box, guess what you say? I know it's a lot of my homeboys that's in there, in the jail right now. They will tell you this every time. Man, I would have just not wouldn't be in here. A big homie told me a long time ago, Damo, don't let a 30-second decision get you 30 years. That always stuck with me. And I had a temper. I'm going to go. We're going to get down and whatever. This is what's going to happen. But once he told me that right there, it slowed me down. Because I started seeing a whole lot of my homeboys instead start getting locked up with dumb stuff. Because we just act off of impulse. Because we're trying to be the biggest gangster.
And their
stripes. All the ones with the stripes, guess where they at? Over Harmony, they up in Marlboro. That's where they at. They got their stripes. But guess what though? People don't know how fast people forget you when you're dead and gone.
Can we just say that, some of these men who swear they're not emotional really be the most emotional creatures? Because
they're responsive.
The way that they respond to things. So I tell everybody I'm a processor, which means that I don't always immediately respond to everything, because I gotta process what you just said, because I want to respond with logic and not my emotions. If I'm responding with my emotions, like that, I've had enough. If you get a true emotional response out of me, that's like, all right, I'm at the tipping point, or it was really something like really to that point. But I think a lot of times, like with some men, they need to learn how to process, but they're not taught how to process their emotions. And this is why I'm such an advocate as an educator with my Black boys. I fight. Well, I'm always going to fight for my Black and brown babies, the Black babies.
The brown ones too.
The brown ones on occasion.
You love them too.
I do love them, but I go harder for ones that look like me. No shade. I love all my babies, but I go harder for the ones that look like me, because they experience.
What I look like? Who I'm supposed to fight for?
The light-skinned Black people. Like,
I let them over here go somewhere. They gonna start talking guala to me.
Girl, I don't know what to tell you.
You not Dominican? No.
We just gotta stick together, bro.
But what I'm saying is, I really fight hard, especially with the young Black boys, to show them how to process themselves through things. And I hate that we only teach kids like 4 emotions, 4 or 5. It's always sad, happy, mad, and it's like one other one. So I would sit down with kids, like when they upset. All right, what are you upset about? Okay, let's process this. Because you know what? You may not be angry. You may be nervous. You may be anxious. There could be other things that's factoring in for you feeling this way, and allowing them to really process. Because a lot of times, they really don't be mad. It's really it could be you confused. It's a misunderstanding. So and I think adults need to do this too, because I seen this TikTok and it really stuck with me. And the girl was saying that she was going through this situation and dating. Her and her friend was talking, and she was like, I really don't know a word to describe how I feel. So then she started talking about how she felt. Her friend was like Googling, and they was coming up with different words. So like I was telling, like, you could be melancholy. Like you don't have to be like it could be. It's not anger. The one thing I really push with them is you're not always angry. It's not always mad. Like it's just learning to process with different emotions outside of happiness, sadness, and anger, and really sitting in and working yourself through the situation.
But it's hard because of some fact that they just put that up on the board, right? Mm-hmm. That's the only ones that they know, right? Happy, sad, that's all you know. But they make something way bigger than they can try to like figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Them charts that they had in elementary school.
All they really need is a hug.
I give out
it's like hugs too.
1 million hugs a day. Every day when I'm walking through the hallway, I'm hugging the kids. Like I've had a chest full of tears. Mm-hmm. Like I'd be like, no, come on, just go ahead, come on, get it out. I let the kids cry. Like I don't tell the kids, oh no, don't cry. I don't even tell the young boys, like, no, don't cry. Get it out.
That's all right.
Let it out. Like, and the crazy thing about it is when I think about just as basically with some of the young men that I work with, like I had a kid was like, will you be my mom? And I'm like, wait, what?
I don't know that now.
And he was just like, you're just so nurturing, like a mom. He's like, I've never had that, because he said his parents were trying to be his friends, and now his parents are trying to be his parents. So now it's a lot of pushback that he's giving both his mother and his father, because it's like, oh, now you want to tell me what to do as your child when we was just friends 2 weeks ago.
But that's because you was taught love growing up. You was taught love growing up, right? These kids aren't taught love.
And then if they live in 2 separate households, they live 2 different separate
ways.
But at the same time, the parents,
they should be on one accord.
You got to be on one accord. Like you have to be that way. It shouldn't be no, I can do this over here, I can't do this over here.
And that's what you see now. But the biggest thing that I learned, I'm glad you said that. in dating is I can no longer date somebody who was raised on survival. That is the most exhausting because I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised to always look and figure out, are you trying to take something from me? Are you, what you really here for? Like the one thing that my ex told me, he was like, I've never had nobody genuinely love me for me, and you was the only person that ever did it. I didn't love you.
I got that. But I'm not gonna say I can't date someone who grew up a different way than me because, like I said, I was kind of in both. Mm-hmm. But if you haven't grown from it and understand that it's the time to be in survival mode and the time to come out of it, that's important.
But a lot of them haven't learned that because then it's like, because then when you really start to see like how they treat females and you see the difference with like even their past relationship, and you just like,
it's only one way. They don't know how to do it another way.
So I'm gonna ask you this question: once you having a daughter, what are things that you may have told her, like what's important for her to ask when she's dating somebody?
I really could ask her, because then I'm putting a blueprint on what she got going on her life. Like I know what I know what I don't. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it is hard.
I think it's things to look for.
Yeah, because, you know what I mean? Because they're gonna fall down. Everything is not gonna work. I could want one thing for you. You're gonna do that.
No, I'm saying
if I push the line that way, keep on going that way.
I'm gonna be more specific. So like when you're getting to know somebody, it's certain things like at our age, if you date somebody, it's certain questions that you're gonna ask. It's certain questions that you want.
I don't even know where I want to be at.
I mean, you know, man, I don't even worry about the future. I don't worry about the past. I live in the present. So yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, I think her, like, I like the dude she's with. Simple fact that, you know what I mean, he ain't no weirdo. You know what I mean? He's about, you know what I mean?
I ain't mean the lad, yeah. That's not common.
Like, you're not a weirdo, nothing like that. You know what I mean? And if I see some buster stuff going on, come on, bro. Like, that's not gonna happen with me. It's just what it is. And it's hard. And it's crazy because she said all that. Maybe the boys always tell me all the time, Dad, you always on us, but you won't be on her like that. I'm like, Dad, I can't do that to her. But if something go down, you know, he gonna die.
Now, can you imagine my dad saying that? My dad said that one time. I was like, you know what? I'll just.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. I asked him when he first got, what you want from my daughter? Like, being a man, like, that's like what you want. Because, listen, we men, like, we know what's happening. Mm-hmm. Like, we know what's happening.
Now, did he get grilled like.
No, not like that. No,
you just had a conversation.
Little conversation with him. You know what I mean? She had a, because my daughter, she does the bow and arrow stuff. And the archery thing. And he came to the thing, we took him. So we sat down, we had a conversation. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's none of my business, but you know what I mean? At the same time, you know who my daughter is. They young. Like my oldest, you know, whatever, all that right there. And my mom, guess what, bro? Once you get up the temple,
baby, well, I know I'm going to homecoming. Because what alumni?
Once you go get a temple,
what alumni say?
I like the little girl and all that right there.
With the 401k.
But when you see them things up there, them phone calls gonna get less and less and less and less. It's just what it is.
Don't take a thing to the beach, baby.
I don't keep nothing away from my kids. I tell them what it is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll say, Dad, what you think? Now, if it was me, and that's how it starts. Just like that. If it was me, I'm not telling you what to do, but if it was me, I would go this route like this. And you can take the gym if you want to. If you don't, you do that right there. Mason already knows. He was 5 years old. He's seen the big kids skipping the balls in the jungle gym. I said, hold on, wait a minute, bro. If it was me, I would just go one. I went back. They started skipping. I fell down, busted his knees up. I don't fall, let down. Let me come over here and save him. I'm not saving you. Mm-hmm. Come on. Yeah, Dad, you right. You're saying it with me, I would have did
Mm.
it. So now, before anything goes, they be like, Dad, what you think? You're saying if it was me, I'm not saying what to do, but if it was me, I would do that part right there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of parents, they think that they own their kids. And that's a problem. That's why a lot of kids don't have relationships with their parents because of the judgment. So they'll rather go to a stranger and talk to them than talk to their own parent. Then it gets so bad till it comes to the point where the parents talk about some, I don't know what I did wrong. Just listen sometimes. They don't want to hear you talking.
But I agree. I had a student come to me. She said, I asked her why she hung around this one girl all the time. Because the girl was a terrible friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, she tells me like when I'm doing wrong and like gives me advice. And these are the things that I want from my mom. And like listening to that, so I asked her, I said, have you told your mom? She was like, yeah, but I don't think she really listened. And I'm just like, hello parents, like your kid, this is how people end up getting in the type of relationships and stuff that they get in because there's something that they're seeking.
They're lacking something.
And so they're looking for this in other relationships and other people when they right, but it's just a placeholder. It never truly fills the void that you're trying to right. And I have told people a lot of times, and I just seen this working with kids. Our relationships with our mothers and our fathers are what lay the foundation for how we have relationships with other women and how we have relationships with men, whether it's platonic or romantic or whatever you're interested in. All of those things play a role. And I've honestly learned that as I've gotten older with some of the female friends that I've had. Like, you got mommy issues. You and your mother could never really get along with your own issues. So all of that stuff plays out in the relationships that you had with females. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a girl's girl because my mother was my girl. Like, that was my biggest cheerleader. So I always want to see women win. Like, I'm always rooting for everybody. They tell you, I show up. You selling that wet paper bag, you my homie, I'm gonna come buy the wet paper bag. But because people didn't have those type of relationships with their parents, like you see how certain things play out as we get older. And that's why, again, like I fight so hard for the children that look like me, especially the little girls. I tell them all the time because people see me, I got colorful hair, long nails. Y'all think that I don't have no type of intelligence, but when I open my mouth, and you look at this resume, now you gotta.
We just look like it.
Like, don't let the looks fool you. I'm authentically me because I don't want to look like everybody else, but don't have that judgment. And so this is what I try to get the kids to see because I don't want them to have to grow up and have to deal with some of the things that we already dealt with. Like, I already went through that, so I don't want you to have to see those things, but. Parents really have parents, man. They really.
That's it.
I can only do but so much.
And sometimes, like Amos said earlier, sometimes kids are going to make their own choices and mistakes, and sometimes you really have to show them like a physical example. Yeah. Like this could be your repercussion if you make certain choices because kids learn different ways.
My godson going through it right now. He's going through it right now. He did some stuff in school, and now he got to go to the Scared Straight program and all this stuff. So I asked him, first of all, he was so afraid of what I was going to say. Did you learn anything?
And what's with the godchildren? My daughter will be scared. Like, she'll like to tell me when she in trouble.
Did you learn anything? Because that's the whole thing. This is the way I was raised. I've done worse things. Mm-hmm. I've done worse things. So what you want me to be? This just chop the head off person? No, did you learn anything? Because you gotta understand, bro, like you're mixed. And where you live at the end of the day, you're a black boy. Mm-hmm. So don't think just because your mom gonna show up, you'll get a break.
Your daddy black. And that's all they know.
So guess what? We're gonna learn from
no Drake.
We're gonna go through whatever we're gonna go through. Yeah, no big deal, Drake. Yeah, but you're gonna learn from this right here. You're gonna do what you gotta do because this ain't no science project that you can mess up. Because if you don't, you go to Boys Village, right? So who gave you the vape that you were smoking? This person gave me that. See, jail ain't for you. See what I'm saying? So I'm teaching him vape. No, jail ain't for you. Because
as soon as they get a 4 for 4, that's
it.
Fold it.
Going through this at the same time, he's more able to open up because guess what? I don't sugarcoat none of how nothing for my kids. Now I look at all of them as my children. I'm not no perfect person. You might think that dude on stage, hey, get it. No, I'm not. I've done some bad things in my life. I've been through a lot of things, but at the same time, I'm just human. Mm-hmm. So why am I trying to portray that to them when I know they're gonna fall? And my job is just to.
But you know, people do that. They get this. Once they get to a certain point in life, they become this holier than thou person and act like they never made any mistakes, or they never did anything they handled business.
That was my dad. That's what I experienced growing up. My dad's like, he ain't never drink. He ain't drink. He ain't do nothing. Like I just played football at Bowie State and But then I had godfathers who just told me the truth. Like, no, he's like, I know what that smells like. Your dad probably know what that smells like. Cause your dad was around it all the time. I'm like, well, learn new things. So, like I talked about it on the previous show when I had my dad on. It was a lot of growing pains with us, and it took us a long time to get to where we are now. And I told him, I said, I probably wouldn't have made some of them choices if you just would have been honest. Because as a teenager and being, your first kid, and I understand you didn't know how to do everything. There's no guide, but all you have to do is be honest. I feel like that's the best thing. Something that you did, it still would have been me making my own choice and mistake.
But you are understand where you come from. Like wherever you come from, it's like you grow from it, right? So guess what? If I came from where I come from to where I'm at now, think about where you get your start at. You got your start up here. So all you gotta do is go to the rest up there.
When people found out where I work at now, they be like, not you. Like a lot of people still to this day, they still think about who I was when I was in high school or fresh out of high school.
For the fire. Don't be light skinned. So when people tell us certain things, I'm going to show your ass. I'm going to listen. I'm going to put all this on you. I'm going to put it in your face too once I do it. It's going to be something in your face too. You know what I mean? So think about that. Now look at them. Where you at? Oh, you still at the John you was at? Man. Are you still over there?
And I talk about certain things that I experienced or had to live through. Like people just be like dumbfounded. Like, man, going to Texas saved my life because I was reckless. I lost everything, and I was able to get it back.
But it's a good thing, though, because guess what, though? When you go down here, you ain't got nowhere else to go, right? You ain't got nowhere else to go. What, you gonna sit over there and feel sorry for yourself?
And that was the crazy thing. Even when I was going through all that stuff, I didn't have any type of depression surrounding that. It was me being angry at myself for choices that I made. Like, man, if I would have never been around this, people would have never did this, would never did that, would have been good.
But guess what? When the party going on and all that, everything's good, everything is going on, ain't it? But when the lights cut off, man, nobody want to be around you. You can't even call nobody for a cup of water. Man. Then you understand that you only got you. And you only gonna get a handful of people. I say 3 all the time. I don't want 5. That's too many people.
It's too many people.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. And when you understand that, I gotta trust me because at the end of the day, I'm the only fucking back I got. That's it. Life out here. I can't depend on nobody else because life is life out here.
Life is life
all day, every day.
And it's not just for you; it is for everybody.
Everybody. So yeah, I get it though, but it's a blessing when you see people that go down there. They can elevate from that right there. And guess what? Everything is about learning, right? So guess what? Ain't gonna do that no more.
Nope, ain't gonna do that. I got my boundaries.
If I do that, then that gonna happen. I ain't going back that way. I
definitely learned how to set boundaries. Like we talked earlier in the show about the people you have around you are important.
Mm-hmm.
What you are feeding into yourself is important because it all plays a part of your mental health and
no negativity at all.
Having the wrong people around you definitely helps you.
Your ears are windows to your soul, so you have to be very, very careful about the things that you listen to and you watch, down to the music, all of those different things. That's what's wrong with these children walk around with these
hoodies. And it's not a crime to do what?
In 95-degree weather.
And it's not a crime to do what? Protect your what?
Peace.
It's okay. He think he better than me. That's not no. Just don't do it.
Like, you ain't never heard no words come out of my mouth. If that's how you perceived it, that's on you.
Oh well, let them talk about it. They talk about Jesus Christ too, then.
They did.
Do rocks at them, all that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You came back what, 3 days ago? When they put him up there, after that he came back. So let them talk. It is what it is, but you gotta make sure you're straight. Make sure whatever works for you works for you. I would just say, just call your friends that you had. Keep in touch with people. You got problems going on. Don't worry about no haters, because for real, haters cool. I love haters, right? Because I know Nick, he hate me, right? So he's over there. I know he hate me. The people I don't like is people that's envious. Because envy can sit right beside you.
Mm-hmm.
It can sit right beside you. Been through that before.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Been through that. But, I'll just say, get the help you need mentally. Talk to your friends. Don't be afraid to open up. Men, seriously, it's okay. That's why we have men's groups. Showing Eugene Lights. Thursdays. Do men's group, stuff like that. Just talk to each other, man. Ain't nobody better than nobody. Ain't no dumb questions out here. If you want to cry, cry. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, get it out. Because if you don't get it out, you're gonna hold it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a soda.
And then
You can shake it up. Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna explode.
And like that 30 seconds.
That's it.
That's
30 years.
But let me get my PSA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, I posted this on TikTok and Instagram 2 weeks ago. Ladies, and I'm talking to the ladies specifically. Please, let me say this. Please, do not take a man's vulnerability and throw that back up in his face. Please stop that. Because this is what creates another issue. Because when a man trusts you to the point where he can cry, open up, whatever, and you take that just because y'all got in an argument, you mad at the moment, now he all type of bitch ass niggas, like he was crying and all this other stuff.
Am I not cussing like that?
Yes.
Oh, I would have been cussing.
He will never open up to another female again.
Yep.
It makes it hard for women like me and Kendra and all the other females that I know that allow for our male friends, brothers, lovers, whatever, to feel safe and open in our space. I really want women, please, to stop doing that to these men because it's not helping them. Then they're really not gonna go talk to the lady.
But that's because of the thing that happened back in the days, the whole, the welfare thing and stuff like that. We don't need no man, this, that, and the other. The auntie and all them feel the same way. And then guess what happens? We get nothing but sexy reds. What else we got? That's what we got. I know girls gotta look up to these over here. These aggressive black women. They real aggressive. They real aggressive. But then they like, that's not what we want. We want our wife to do. When we come in, I'll tell you something. Like, don't tell nobody else. It's me. And that's how I feel. Sometimes if I come home, lesbians see when I have a bad day. You know what I mean? I don't got to say anything. Just come in there, put the bag down, go over there, go upstairs, take my boots off, do that right there. When I come back downstairs, guess what's there? A beer. Baby, I know you had a bad day. Mm-hmm. That's what we need. We don't need whatever. You got your issues.
This somebody, I'm just trying to love you like that.
You know what I mean? Like that's what we want. Like when we want that, we feel secure with that. When we go to the moon for it.
Sometimes I like I'll be honest, I done seen in some people's situations, like, sometimes it's be wanting to tell that one person, like, girl, just shut up.
No, you mean to tell.
Just shut
See, that's the
up.
problem. See, that's the problem.
But
See,
I stay out of other people's relationships.
if that's your friend, we start telling each other what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. And guess what? If you tell them what they need to hear and they don't like it, then they ain't your friend then. Because I need you to tell me when I'm lunching. I need you to tell me, damn, I don't like it. You tripping. What you want? I'm going straighten up quick.
I was in their house, and I'm just like, I don't think right now is the time. That's all I said. But what I wanted to say, just shut up.
Listen.
Just shut up. Like, she was pissing me off, and I wasn't hearing it. Like, girl, shut up.
If that was the same joke going on right there and she was around me, you know what she did? You got to go out there real quick. And she going to explain that to me right there. And guess what I'm going to do? You know what? You right. Because you see it. I don't. I just want to be right. I just want to be right. That's it. Because everybody want to be right. At the same time, we got to be on the same.
But they don't like, sometimes they just don't want to listen. And I've had female friends, and I'm just like,
you keep telling it, it's the same thing over and over and over.
He always told you, like, leave him that alone. Let him get it together, whatever the case may be. Come back to the conversation. Stuff like that.
But then we got a lot of, I'm not trying to do no bashing, but we got a lot of things, actually, a lot of stuff they ain't bringing up to the table.
That part.
Right.
It's a lot of superficial,
like,
just.
I'm not going over the world if you just bringing oodles and noodles to the table.
And a fat ass.
We're not doing that. Like, we're not going to ever do that. I'm not even going to put myself in a position to do that. So guess what? I appreciate the time out. Not going to get a second call. If I was single at the time, have a blessed life. That's it.
And I wish, like, there's a lot of females who just be going out just to be going out just because they want to be taken on a date. They don't even like the person that's taking them on the date. Like, please stop doing it.
And that really, but stuff like that be playing on these men's mental. And I think, like,
that's leading somebody on. Just so y'all
understand. The same way that y'all have feelings
on.
and emotions, and y'all don't want these men to play with y'all. And we're not trying to bash the females, but it's some women out here like this. The same way y'all don't want these men to play with y'all emotions. Why you playing with this? If you don't like that man, why you wasting that man's time? Why you wasting that man's time?
But males got to do the same thing. You got to understand, like, why these women are broken too. So don't play with them. Tell them what it is. They'll respect you more.
Hello, tell me what it is.
Tell them what it is. Don't play with them.
They told you what they wanted.
That's it.
If it don't align with what you want, please just leave them alone. It's okay to skip over a female or two. Please.
It's okay. Just tell them what it is. Look.
Because then y'all be in the barbershop. She crazy.
Hanging out. Like she the only one, this, that, and the other. Now she over there, she don't think she the only one. Next thing you know, yeah. Because you can't cheat these days, right? Because everybody
want to take a picture.
Just like that.
Locations, all that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just tell them what it is. Like, if you tell them what it is, they respect you more.
Yes.
Real tough.
Honesty goes a long way. I understand, even if it don't align with what you want, y'all gotta be okay. Females and males gotta be okay with
just females and just in general.
And please stop thinking that you're gonna change somebody, because it's not. They gotta want to change themselves, and that's for male and female.
When we say, sis, I am who I am, who I'm not, I will never be.
Like, you can't force nobody to do what they need to do. They have to want it for themselves. The same way I tell my kids in the classroom, I can't want them more than you do at the end of the day. So when it comes down to going to talk to the lady, making that change, they gotta want that. You could try to pull it to them, but after that, if it's not working, it's not working. You can't keep pouring and pouring and pouring, because what is going to be left inside of you? I tell everybody now, the overflow is for y'all, but what's in my cup is for me. And some days I ain't got it. The overflow is dry. So I got to keep what I got in this cup to get me through whatever I got to get through. And when the overflow comes, I got y'all. But if it's not overflowing, it's mine.
What's for you is meant for you. You got 75 years later, like they say, right?
And we all at 72 points.
You said 72.
73.
73 now?
I'm at middle age.
So I'm 45. I had no time for no foolishness, no none of that. Right? I got a grade to get to, so I need to enjoy all of this time that I had. Right? So people start understanding like every day you're losing a day. You're losing every time we talk, wasting time. We're gonna be closer and closer and closer and closer to get to that grade. Understand this? The people that worry about people hating them and all that stuff like that. The only day everybody's gonna love you is the day of your funeral. That's it. That's the only day that everybody's gonna love you. That's it. So don't trip. Just live life. You know, you're not gonna be able to put a quarter in this thing and get 3 more minutes like it's a video game, right? Just enjoy this thing. That's it. Do what you want to do, but don't do it recklessly, right? So if you want to jump out of a plane, go jump out the plane. Because I'll be damn if I get 80 and start talking about what I should have did. You know what I mean? I'm living life. Like I'm living.
But you have a lot of people, older people now, like, oh, I should have did this.
No,
I should have did that. I don't want that life.
I want to
be like, I did everything I wanted to do.
I don't live my life like that. I don't live like that.
Yeah.
No, ever. Ever. I just do.
I remember I told my parents, I'm sorry I couldn't be who y'all wanted me to be. And my mom understood it more than my dad, because my dad has a mindset that his mother instilled in him, as opposed to just letting me figure out who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so having that conversation with my dad, I just be like, man, it was like, it's a generational thing over there. I just had to like break free from it, because it was too much over there.
Got to. Like my kids, like, it's hard for them because guess what? I want you to be better than what I did, right? So guess what? That's a pretty hill to climb. But if you don't make it, then guess what? You might anyway.
But honestly, like, we need more parents with that thought process, because what I've learned is that you have grown people with 13, 14, they're jealous of their own children because they're jealous of how people receive them at such a young age already, and they didn't have that when they were growing up. And I honestly learned this in a conversation I had with a school counselor. She was like, you would truly be surprised how many parents do not want their children to be better than them, or to exceed more than what they had. And I'm like, well, I come from a generation where our parents wanted us to have more than what they had. They wanted us to be better than them. They were proud to say, like, that's my child. Oh, you was the first one to get your degree. You was the first one to get the master's and everything. Like, they were proud of those things. It wasn't like, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying? But you see it now, like, these mothers and these fathers really be jealous of their own kids. Like, I still cannot get past the fact that a man lost his life at a little league football game. Like, that still boggles my mind, because it's nothing that you could be that angry about at 5-year-olds who can barely read and write playing football. Where you fighting and you pulling out a gun and somebody lost their lot. Like, where we at?
For us coming up, it was either, stay in the hood, go play semi-pro, or it was play semi-pro, stay in the hood, or get a new house, and I try to figure it out myself, right? So really, I'm so proud of my kids because they're the first two going to college. But this is a sacrifice that we had to make. I wanted my family to get the hell out the hood. So go get the house. I had the stuff to go to Northwestern and all that stuff. It was gonna cost them money. So let me figure out semi-pro. If it don't work, then get a job. But my kids, I'm proud of them. They're the first to go there. The only thing that hurts, my mama not here. You know what I mean? But these is the first. What? Out of all of us, these two? Crazy.
But it's breaking those generational curses. And I think that is something that some of us struggle with mentally, because we know what we were taught, but as we become adults, we're like, wait a minute, this don't make sense. Like, y'all been doing things the same way for all these years and y'all still getting the same result.
Same result, right?
Something's not right here. And so it comes to the point where sometimes you gotta go against the grain. And we do outgrow our family. We do. I just had this conversation the other day. I feel like I have outgrown a lot of my cousins. Because I'd be like, what the? And then as an adult, the cousins that I looked up to, now I'm like, why was I even looking up to you in the first place? Because you had nothing going for yourself. Everything you got, I'm like, oh, meanwhile, I'm out here busting my ass to get everything, you know what I'm saying, that I need. So, but I say, like, we are really at a place where mentally we have to break those generational curses. We have to start to do things differently. We have to get, especially in the Black community, we got to get out of those stigmas.
Yep.
It's therapy is okay.
All right.
It's okay to find a support group, find people that are like-minded like you to help and pour into you. Like I joke with one of my friends, like when I go to our sister house, everybody in there they make 6 figures. And I be like, these the people I need to hang with, rub elbows with them. And they all look so normal because when we think of people with money, you think they got Louis and Gucci. No, they walk around in Skechers, Walmart t-shirts. I'm like, these the people I need to be with. Y'all got money. Y'all living y'all best life. And y'all $12 shoes. And I love that.
That's what they buy hundreds of kids.
Okay.
They ain't like people with the extra out.
My favorite uncle is their best life driving Honda. I love that. And I'm gonna drive my Honda too.
And I'm gonna drive mine too.
Okay.
Man, I'm getting ready to this my next car is gonna be something else. Nissan, I had it up to here with Nissan.
As long as the 4 wheels go around, that's all that matters. I don't care about the extra out stuff. Like I don't need that. You put a target on yourself. You know what I mean? When you do the extra stuff, like it's weird. But no, it is what it is. It's like just like that's it.
So what would y'all takeaways or suggestions be to you? I'm just gonna put it to you first for the younger men. I don't even want to address the older men on specifically right now, just for the younger men, teenagers.
Just be yourself. Don't be afraid to, like I said before, like you gotta want more for yourself. Stop relying on your mans enough. Cause they ain't gonna be there for you in the end. We keep on talking about our mans and being with the homeboys. Why is 4 dudes in here with 4 shirts on? Why y'all ain't got y'all shirts on? Like when I was coming out, we were trying to see the girls. But it's 8 dudes with no shirts on. What's happening here?
They love their homeboys more than they do their girlfriends.
You know what I mean? Like, be yourself, man. Don't be afraid to be different. Like, my son was different. He didn't want nothing I was doing. You know what I mean? He chose his own path.
His whole style is different.
He got his own style. He is king.
I love it.
He is king. That's his nickname, King. He got his own, all of that right.
I just learned his real name this year.
And his mother and father wasn't in the same household. So we had to work together to make that work. You see what I'm saying? Get our egos out of the way because we got to raise this boy. So I would say, don't follow nobody. Don't follow nobody. You know what I mean? We leaders out here. A lot of these dudes just following, and they follow themselves right down to the shit. They can go over there too. You know what I mean? Guilty by association. Don't be afraid to, put your feelings out there. Always be able to have somebody to talk to. Stop trying to be so tough because you're not built like that. It's a lot of them like that. Stop listening to these rap dudes because really they busters. I can tell you that right now. And
a lot of the rap dudes go home to their wives, FYI.
Go home to their wives, and then some of them not even from the streets for real.
It's just industry BBL drink. We're gonna keep you Toronto. Nothing Compton. Blood gang. Yeah. So look. So the last one is just try to listen to some older guys, older than you. You don't know everything. Some things we can teach you guys. If you just listen, shut your mouth and just listen sometimes. That's the way we got through this over here. You gotta start listening. Don't think that Instagram and all that is gonna get you through. Because it's gonna get you through. You're gonna be all right. You have a toe tag on now. Because your man's and them was telling you that. So just, it's okay to be yourself. If it ain't for you, don't follow it. Just be who you are. That's it.
Shayla, I'm sorry, Fearless.
Girl, I just part about it. No, my name, it don't matter.
Any advice that you would want to offer to anyone listening?
I would say, first of all, find yourself first. Find who you are, and if there's a specific type of person you want to be, work on that. Talk to the lady. Find some type of spiritual life, because everybody's not religious, and I tell people I'm more spiritual than I am religious. But find ways to ground yourself and to meditate. Find those things for you, and then find your people. Find your people, and find people that are going to allow you to authentically be you and not judge you and are going to love you for you. And when I say find your people, and I'm just talking about male, female, whatever, take the time to really sit back and it's okay to be alone. Because I think that's one of the things that people kind of struggle with when you go from relationship to relationship to relationship. So my biggest thing for me now is I'm alone, but I'm not alone. And that's how I feel. I love being by myself. I enjoy my peace because when I'm by myself, I'm at peace. But also, you want to make sure that the people around you bring you peace. Like, I can't tell y'all how excited I was to see my brother pull up today. Like, I don't talk to this man every day of my waking life, but I'd be so excited to see all my friends. Like, I just be super excited to see everybody. Like, I'll be talking to them all the time. So that speaks volumes. Like, you want people like that in your life. Okay. And then again, talk to the lady. Use your resources. And also, I will say this. Let me leave on this. Please check on your strong friends. Check on the ones that y'all think, the ones that y'all think got it all together, the ones that y'all think are never struggling. Check on them, because sometimes we make it look good, but we really be going through it. So definitely check on them. Check on them. And then when you have your people check on you, please be honest. It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to tell your friends that you are not okay. If I'm not okay, trust and believe, somebody gonna find out that I'm not okay. 9 times out of 10, Damo gonna feel it. He gonna feel it because we be in sync like crazy. So he gonna feel it before I even say it. But definitely do that. And always remember to live fearless. Period.
I'm gonna say to anyone listening, make sure that you try to tap into those resources. Whether you're in school, they have resources at your school. If you're working, there's resources on your job. Or they also gave the option earlier in the show, try ZocDoc. Use Google. I think a lot of y'all be forgetting that that's what Google is for. Use Google.
Not Facebook.
No. Do not tap into do not use Facebook. Definitely make sure you have your circle and your tribe. We try something new. So if y'all go back and listen to previous shows, we talked about having like a sister circle. We have been working on forming our sister circle. It's been some adjustments.
Yes.
But I think the group that we have is going to do fine. And I was kind of strategic when I put this group together. For the most part, everyone can relate to at least one person on a deeper level than they may imagine. but I'm just letting everybody form organic relationships.
Okay, because Adele was my girl.
That's my Tinkerbell. That's my girl. But it's been important just meeting new people and networking. And you never know who may have gone through something similar to you, or if they have the resources. So that's been the biggest thing and the biggest adjustment. And make sure that you take time for yourself. While you're being there for everybody else, take time for yourself. Um, have them downtime with phones down, TV off, to yourself, quiet time. We are going to have more shows, but it may look differently going forward. But we are excited that we are back. We are back, and we will be posting. And so if you have anything that you want to come on the show to discuss, we are still promoting Black-owned businesses. We will continue to do that. We may even start doing reviews on Black-owned businesses. So if you are interested, just make sure y'all hit us on any platform that you follow us on. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Love y'all.